Was that I got really angry.
With me?
First of all, I got really angry because I didn't have low-fat margarine on my toast. And then later on, I got really angry because I remembered that Chad had beaten me the day before. That's what really wound me up the most. The flight itself, I found a real struggle to get up above about 7,000 feet after launching. It seemed like at that height, the thermals really dropped off to 1 or 2 knots. And it always looked like it should be better around. But just before the start, I finally found something that connected with cloud base and got right up to get a good start at 13,000 feet. The first area still looked very blue, and I wasn't sure whether we were going to find thermals in there or not. But I was determined at that point, because I was so angry, that I wouldn't stop for less than about 10 knots. And so I flew right down into that first area, got halfway there and found 10 knots in the blue. So I took that and pushed on into the area, found a few 6s and 7s and just pushed through them, and finally found a queue about halfway into the first area, which gave another 10 knots. So I took that up to about 11,000 feet and headed off for the cumulus to the north. I got another couple of good 10 knotters on the way to the cumulus, and then I found some fairly good energy lines under the queue, but nothing really worth working. I kept pushing north, looking for another 10 knots or better, and I ended up getting down to 4,000 feet, which felt pretty low yesterday, before finding about 11 knots from a nice cloud paddock, which took me all the way from 4,000 feet to 14,000 feet. So that was a nice little improvement. At the point I was at my low point, at 4,000 feet, I glanced at my speed to date on the wind pilot, and it was saying 164. So I felt pretty good about that, but spending 10 minutes in a 10 knot thermal pulled that right back to about 130. After that, the top area, I realised I was going to have to max out the other 2 areas in order to come in under time. So I went right to the top of the top area. There was a really nice looking queue developing that looked like on the border of the top area. When I got to the border, I found it was another K beyond. So I pushed beyond and found only about 3 or 4 knots under it. So I wasted a bit of time there going beyond the circle. On the way back, again, good energy lines and another 12 knotter on the way south, which got me up to base about parallel to the west of Qatar. And from there, I just glided to the far edge of the bottom circle and back in. Really lovely day. I even forgot it was a competition. I was having that much fun.
Well, here we are, day 8 of the Australian Club Class Nationals. We're inside in the cool. It's bloody hot outside, and it's predicted to get even bloody warmer. Here's the task for today. That there on the left says 14,000 feet, and there's the task down to Binnaway, up to Edgeroy, Emerald and home. Yes, they did 130 kph, so I'm banking on doing about 130 again today, so hopefully 480 kilometres I've got to travel over top of the Pilliga and then run south to Emerald, south to Emerald Hill and home. Should be a bloody fun day, and we'll get back to you hypoxic later. See ya. Here we are sitting on the grid, just waiting for my tow now. It's the Pawnee has just arrived. It's 39 degrees or so. It's friggin' hot, so I've just got in the glider. I've got a wet t-shirt on, and yeah, just trying to keep cool. Anyway, you're going to get back to it now, so we'll see you up there. Here we are, pre-start. There's gliders everywhere. We've got Mark and Vomit, we got Richard Hoskins, looks like Chris Kaufman. And on my back there's Rolf Butler. I hope I got your name right, Rolf. Climbing at 3.2 knots. It's been a horrible bloody horrible start. Climbing at half a knot down and below 2,000 feet. You can see the queues up there. We're at 5,000 now, and they are nowhere near us. So it looks like another day where we're going to see 15,000 foot. So it's bloody absolutely phenomenal. Anyway, we'll get up high, we'll concentrate, and we'll talk to you all later. More action here. We've got Tom Claffey on my tail. You can probably see him. And yeah, still just climbing up in this climb. It's 6.1 knots now. So yeah, it's building up, which is nice. Anyway, still want to get high pretty quickly, so I'll talk to you later. Well, I haven't been saying much today just because I've been very busy. I've been quite low, well, all the way since start, below 10,000. Just haven't been able to find the climb to connect me to the clouds. As you can see, the queues are up there. It must be at 13,000 or something. But the best I can find is about 5 knots. So I've sort of just been going up for a couple of thousand and pushing on, up for a couple of thousand, pushing on, and down as low as 5,000. That's where we're turning right to soon. All wave affected, as you can see. So anyway, we'll keep plugging away and we'll try and get some more action somewhere along the line. So yeah. Well, I finally turned the first sector. It's going bloody slow, 85 kilometers per hour. Thankfully, got a 20 knot tailwind now instead of a 20 knot headwind. So there's the conditions outside at the moment. On the right there, the street there looks quite nice, but not the direction we're going. And but that's where we're heading off to. It's got the Pilliga scrub out there on our left. Blue skies up ahead. We've been basically getting 5 or 6 knot climbs. I just don't think that's cutting it at the moment. I'll try and get high shortly, but hopefully the Pilliga scrub will take me to new heights. Anyway, got to keep building on the speed because it's bloody horrible at the moment. So we'll get back to you later. So yeah. Climbing up overhead the Pilliga at the moment in 8 knots. Finally getting away from the ground, which is nice. Climbing through 8,000 again. So yeah, it's been nice just to keep this one going all the way up to at least 10. I'm not quite sure what the cloud base is at the moment because I haven't been up there for a good hour, I reckon. Anyway, slugging along, pick my speed up now to 90 kilometers per hour. That's obviously only because we're going a tailwind. So let's hope I can pick it up to 110 and salvage something. And hope that everyone else is having the same sort of day as me. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to get back to it. So you can see that there's a fire out there at the moment. And behind that is thankfully some nice queues, so hopefully I'll be under pretty shortly. So yeah, I'll talk to you soon. Alright. Well, we're finally back in the Capita area. Geez, it's been a hard slog. Finally just had my first good climb. It was about 5 or 6 knots. And yeah, it looks like we'll have a nice quarter and cross 20 knot headwind under the way home. So yeah, I'm just heading towards this queue up here, and then I'll turn around and start the run for home. Speed's just on 100 kilometers per hour at the moment, so not real good. Anyway, obviously going to get back to it, so I'll talk to you shortly. Here we are back in the cruise, basically a climb away from final glide, but yeah, up ahead looks quite yeah, ordinary really. I'm coming in on time at the moment, 6,500 foot to climb. Out there's the smoke of the fire at the Pilliga, and yeah, so anyway, got another 4 to 6,000 feet to climb, but we'll see how we go. There's just been advised a strong wind on the ground, which we're obviously aware about from being up here today, and yeah, so I'll probably be finishing quite fast at the ground speed, I suppose, so just keeping that in mind. Anyway, going to obviously get back to it, so I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Oh, well, here we are back at Keep It. I'm just going to go find Rob Butler or David Peach. Gary's outlanded. So, but anyway, bloody glad to be back here on the grounds. It was such a hard yakka day. Just couldn't connect with anything, and there's no big climbs, but maybe I need to settle for some 5s and 6s rather than pushing on for the 10s, which apparently there weren't that many of them around. So spoke with Jimbo, he reckons he did 111, I reckon I did 104, so who knows, eh? Maybe I've done it right, and everyone else had the same sort of day. So glad to be back home. Worked hard today, so hopefully find Rolf and or Peachy, and we'll go have a cold beer. We'll talk to you all soon. And yeah, another thing today, I never got above bloody 10,000. The clouds are at 13 or 14. But anyway, you get that in the big jobs, so let's just hope my score's sort of somehow preserved. I'll talk to you whenever I talk to you. See ya.